This video is as a replacement of the Touchstone for the Monteverde Rein Orchid. Thank you so much for understanding that we had to have a cancellation. There was a death in the family, and I spent quite some time in a hospice situation observing my best friend's mom as she was dying for the last 7 days of her life, and even got to have the great pleasure of being able to see her take her last breaths. And the whole experience was very transformative. And thank you so much for your patience and allowing me to just be able to sink into that experience and cancel the Touchstone. So I wanted to send you out a little video so that this would be possible, that we can sort of honor the Orchid Elixir for what it offers us and be able to reflect on some of the things that happened last month. And also, as I'm reading it, it's really still relevant today and bleeding into the energetics of what's happening today. So again, last month, as we worked with Rein Orchid, we were working around themes of safety, vulnerability, security, inhibitions, trust, whether we can trust ourselves and trust other people. Rein Orchid is one of the best elixirs that I know. We use it a lot during retreats to expunge or expel from deep within us subconscious fears around persecution, being attacked, ostracized, being alone, weak, vulnerable. I just had an aha moment. I'll just say that this elixir likely also has the capacity to uproot those types of patterns if you believe that you've had them in past lives. It's also going that deep, dredging them up. It helps us understand the difference between being able to be soft and vulnerable, and then when we turn into like this fight or flight, amplified, kind of aggressive or agitated, high energy state. So hypervigilance and fixation on details versus softening, feeling comforted, feeling safe in our bodies, safe in our homes, safe in our bedrooms, safe in our communities, safe among friends and family, and really looking at those dynamics and being able to get into the details and then attain a bird's eye perspective and be able to both enhance the way that we see details of our life, as well as getting a higher perspective. And then we also worked with radiant energy, which has a lot to do with unplugging from the fear or like the elements of the collective consciousness that can affect us. So I'm just going to do some bullet questions as usual in the Touchstone. And obviously I won't do a flower offering here in the office, but I can do a short meditation and prayer and intention to honor the space that we're creating together. So get out a piece of paper and a pencil. You're going to bullet journal. This is like top of the first thing that comes to your mind. And hopefully this has all been really divine timing, that this is later. Maybe you are experiencing something now that you weren't weeks ago. If you hear any children, the school is in session right now, so hopefully that won't get too distracting. Okay, so on your piece of paper and your pencil, I'm just going to hop into these questions. When do you feel unsafe or afraid of being seen? When do you feel unsafe or being afraid of being seen? And maybe it's not even that conscious. Maybe you're not even thinking, oh, I feel unsafe or I feel afraid of being seen. Maybe it is a little more subtle, like when do I employ my avoiding or hiding or defensiveness or not saying things when I would ordinarily say them because of an underlying fear of being seen or misunderstood or being unsafe. When have you felt unsafe or afraid of being seen? Next question is, when do you find yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop? When do you find yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop? Next question is, when do you allow yourself to be vulnerable? Or recently, in the last couple weeks or month, when have you allowed yourself to be vulnerable? Okay, fourth question is, when do you feel safe versus when do you feel under attack? And this can be personally wise, this can be with people in your life, this can be societal, this can be things that are happening in our society, on any of those levels. When do you feel safe? When do you feel under attack? And again, I'm just going to remind you that this is bullet journaling. You write down the first things that come to your mind, even if they're weird or strange or it doesn't really make sense why you'd write that, just write it down. Next question is, when are you able to let down your guard? When do you put your guard up? When have you noticed yourself being able to totally let down your guard? And when have you noticed that your guard comes up? Next question is, when do you allow yourself to feel vulnerable with yourself? Let's just say you're totally alone. When do you allow yourself to feel vulnerable with yourself, to be real, to level with yourself and be vulnerable? Or what do you do that makes that process feel a little bit safer? What practices help you get a bird's eye view perspective of your life? What practices help you go up to higher ground and really start to see with an eagle eye view? And then overall, what did you notice in the last month? So that would be the month of August, but it could also bleed into September because the flower essences always stay in our system for 1 to 2 weeks after we stop taking them. What have you noticed in the last month to 6 weeks? Anything that has happened at all? And very last question, what are the things that you can jot down that you can do that allow you to feel open and spacious and safe so that you can be vulnerable with yourself and just your environment, not necessarily the people around you or with anyone in particular or divulging anything, just simply what is it for you that creates a safe space for you to be and be able to be vulnerable with yourself? What do you need in order to feel safe, in order to make that happen? Ichi-san wanting to get in the room. So if you finish with that, will conclude our speed journaling. And we'll just do a very short meditation here. If you can get into a comfortable position, and if you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. If you want to open them, you can open them and just focus them on one point in front of you. I'm going to make the intention that this meditation serves and nourishes everyone in the Flower Evolution program, whether you are listening or you have not listened, regardless of time and space, that this practice nourishes and gives you a boost and magnifies exponentially the power of the Rein orchid within our systems. Maintaining your awareness on what it feels like to be inside of your body at this time. If your mind goes into thinking about the past or future, focus all of your attention on your breath. Be aware of every breath in and out. Notice how your body feels. Does it feel soft, nourished, safe? Does it feel frazzled, on edge, tight, tense, somewhere in between? There's nothing you have to fix or change, nothing you have to solve or figure out. Just simply noting the quality of the energy that animates your body. And seeing if you can soften and open space inside of you for whatever wants to arise, can arise, and be present. Comfortable, uncomfortable, can be met in a welcoming nest of compassion inside your body. Noticing any areas of tension on the top of your head, down through your neck, your shoulders, the back, all the way down your back and your spine. Noticing if there are any areas of tension, if there are, inviting in softness. Softness in the belly and the hips, and the bum, the thighs, the knees, shins, calves, ankles, the feet, soles of your feet down to your toes. Observing all the sensations. Noticing your breath. Get a sense if you're dehydrated or hydrated. See if you can note the heart, your heart beating in your chest. Can you feel your heart beating? And then for a few moments, we're just going to intend that in this very moment, we are allowing our body's space to be open, spacious, and vulnerable to whatever it is that arises within us. In this moment, we are safe. We can be vulnerable. We can let down our guard. And take one last deep breath, breathing into your body. Comfort, safety, safety. And exhale. And I'll just make a dedication that the time it took for you to be here, to listen to this meditation, to be present, to watch this video, dedicate that time and energy and intention to the entire Flower Evolution group, that we may exponentially magnify the beneficial results of working with this elixir, that we may amplify it within all of our systems in this moment spontaneously, that we may come to feel safe and comforted, secure in the environments that we lead, that we exist in, inside and outside. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for being a part of the Flower Revolution. Again, thank you for understanding about this Touchstone video. And this month we're working with the Northern Green Orchid, which is a whole other story. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of the Flower Revolution. It means a lot to me. Thank you.